everyone, and welcome again to another episode of the Goalpost Gossip. This is the podcast where football meets banter. I'm your host, Alton, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow the movement at Gossip Goalpost. Without further ado, let's get this ball rolling. Okay, welcome back. Wow. This episode, we will be talking about no other than Champions League. And there's a lot to talk about, but we're going to make it as short as possible because you know we like to keep the podcast short, right? But we started off by talking about Chelsea. Chelsea lose out to PSG 5 to 2. Yes, PSG do get their revenge. And it was a revenge that was completely unnecessary. It's not like Chelsea play bad football. It's not like we play horrible. No, we didn't. But we lose the game in the last 10 minutes. That's when we lose the game. We played well. We were the best team in the game until the last 10 minutes. Bam, the goal that they scored, the opener, we were kind of sitting back, inviting pressure in the first couple of minutes, for the first like 10 minutes, yeah. And they scored. Very good goal that they scored. But we recover and we responded fast. The shot by Gusto wasn't a clean shot. Mistake by their keeper. He should have saved that, of course. But nevertheless, the ball ended up in the back of the net. And we were 1-1. You know? They scored a second goal by a blistering counterattack. Avoidable? Yes. Because we get two defenders back. We get two defenders back. Honestly, I would feel better if that ball was passed and scored. I don't remember who was running on the left side. But Dembele didn't pass the ball. He still go on and score with our two defenders standing in front of him. That was ridiculous. Fofana, I know he was trying to block his left side, but guess what? You have Cucurella more to his left side, so all you have to do is try to block his right side. You understand what I'm saying? We all know Dembele is not a right-footed baller where he's going to fire a ball with his right foot, more likely. Yeah, he's two-footed, but he's more powerful with his left foot. So the thing about it is that Fofana was trying to block off his left side, but Cucurella was there. So if the ball was passed to the opposing, the other player who was running on, I could see because both of them was kind of guarding Dembele left foot. And Dembele, the chop back was so slow that even me could have blocked that shot. After they block off his left foot, preventing him from taking the shot on the left foot, the chop back that he made to kick the ball with his right foot was so slow that I could have reacted to block that. Boom. Fofana didn't get it. He didn't get it. It was a weak shot because it was his right foot. It wasn't any powerhouse shot. It wasn't pinpoint accuracy either. The goalkeeper was just badly positioned. Badly positioned. And we conceded the second goal. Just like that. Palmer should have scored. He opened up his body. Boom. He kicked it. Of course, the cross was coming in with pace. But he kicked it right in the keeper hand. The keeper just palmed it out. Just like that. Any little more inches to his left, that would have been a goal. And we wouldn't have that situation where we conceded. Nevertheless, it happened. We reacted again quickly in the second half. That goal, it was a fast break by Pedro Neto. Run down the flank very, very fast. He get away from Due, who you know is very, very, very quick. And he get away from Due. And he get a nice pass in, and Enzo Fernandez did what Cole Palmer failed to did when he get his opportunity. You know what I mean? Ball cut back into the box, you open up your body, you push it away from the goalkeeper. So Enzo Fernandez did that, and we were on level page. Boom, 2-2. Game is hot. Chelsea is still the likely team to go on and win because we were giving it to them until Jurgensen make that silly mistake. And that mistake cost us our vibe. It cost us our pride. It cost us our energy. It cost us everything, including the game. Like, I know you are playing the coach style of football. But you is a professional. You got to know when to do this. Like, bruh, you are trying to play that ball to Caicedo. He was in no position for you to play that ball to him. That's one. Second, you was in no position to play that ball because you are surrounded by PSG players. Kick the ball long. Common sense. We're not just saying this from in front of our screen. In the moment, you got time to see that for yourself. There's no coach gonna tell you to play a ball there. It doesn't matter how much coach telling you to play from the back and play out. That situation that you found yourself in, that deserve a long ball. What was you trying to do, bro? Huh? You kicked the ball right to the PSG player. Right there in your box, right there. And you was in no position because you was acres away from your goal line. Nobody's there to back you up because everybody is outfield waiting for the ball to come. What were you doing, bro? You deserve charges. You deserve ban. We were having this goalkeeper issue and we switch Sanchez because we having all this issue with Sanchez. And here you come, do the same stupid things that Sanchez been doing week in and week out, bro. Like really? Bam, we conceded the third goal. Now the whole vibe and energy drop, even for the people in front of the screen, including me. The whole vibe, energy, belief, gone. But then again, it comes down now to management now. Like, all right, we're 3-2. We see what happened. The vibe and the energy change in the team. Now we need proper game management. I really think that we didn't do game management properly there on because we think that and we have the belief that we can go ahead and still win this game because we were the better team. The team fell asleep. After all of that happened, the team fell asleep. Boom, we conceded 2 more goals in quick session. Bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? Courage Kelly, Lewis Kelly, whatever his name is. We know that is the type of player. He cut in on his right fast, bam, 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 and get the space and try to shoot. What happened to the fast reaction to prevent that? It was a blistering goal. The ball was hit with venom. You know what I mean? But I felt like we could have done better. We were slow to react. We see this guy started to cut in like maybe 10 miles out. That's how obvious it was that he's trying to cut in. He's coming in, and we still allow him to get all that room where he could cut in and score a fantastic goal like that, which was unavoidable for me. We could have blocked that. We could have at least get a block in, but we were just so slow to react. What happened? We're sleeping. So now it's a mountain. It's not impossible. But do you think that Chelsea can overcome this? I mean, we beat them 3-0 in the Club World Cup. So now the deficit is 3. So, of course, we have the ability to score 3 goals against them. And we also have the ability to score more. Because this game, we could have scored more goals. This game, we could have won this game. This game, we could have leave Paris with something. Instead, we came home with a 3-goal deficit. The players, Pedro Neto was the only remaining player from our last game. And I mean, the lineup wasn't bad. It was a strong team that was put out. It was a very strong team. It's just stupid individual errors that cost us the game, cost us our pride, and put us in this position right now. So, as I said, comment below if you think that Chelsea can overcome this deficit. I, I for one, I think we can. Even though it's only a 1% chance of us going through, and it's 99% hope. 1% chance of us going through based on the farm that PSG is in, but 99% hope. And I'm going to hold on to my 1% chance and 99% hope. So let me know what you think below. All right, the other game that we're going to be talking about is Manchester City against Real Madrid. Man City versus Real Madrid. Where on earth was Man City in this game? Wow. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Yeah, and this is the moment in the league, the position in the league, like round of 16, the knockout phases, you know, this is when Real Madrid really shine. You see how they struggle to get here, but this is where Real Madrid's strength is when they come into round of 16 and all that stuff. Um, there was no Haaland. Semenyo, there was no player for Manchester City. What happened? You see the ratings, they were horrible. And Valverde was playing a more forward position, even though he was a midfielder, but he was playing this like a striker role. He scored a hat trick. And there were like three brilliant goals. There were three well taken goals. City have their chances, but Courtois came up excellent as usual. City was just not clinical enough to put one. And I think this is their first game they come up against Courtois and didn't score. So City have it all to do back in Manchester next week. It's just a bad week for English Premier League in Champions League, for English Premier League team in Champions League. It's just a bad, 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 bad week. So unfortunately, City fall out and they have it all to do again. Vinny also missed a penalty, which he could have made it worse. Vinny could have made it worse. It could have been four up, but instead, Vinny missed the penalty. It was a poor, poor, poor penalty. So it could have been worse. So they have it all to do, man. Let me know what you think in the comment below if Manchester City can do it. And is this coming to the end of Manchester City because they're stumbling in the Premier League, trying to catch up to Arsenal, and here they are in the Champions League chasing a 3-0 deficit to go to the second leg. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for them. All right, the other game I'm gonna talking about now is Arsenal versus Leverkusen. This game, Arsenal really deserve to lose. I'm telling you, Arsenal is riding on their luck and they're riding really well. Because this game, Arsenal didn't show up like the Arsenal that we expected or everyone else is expected. I didn't expect much of them. You know what I mean? And Leverkusen was balling them, man. Leverkusen get the goal and they could have get more, but Arsenal have a world class keeper. You gotta give that to them. You know what I mean? But in all honesty, everything is going Arsenal way. We can't deny that. Everything is going Arsenal way because that goal, that penalty shouldn't have stand. That's a soft, soft, soft penalty to me, and that's as soft as it can get. But they always say when things are going your way, it's going your way, and things are really going Arsenal way. Arsenal is still the only team in the Champions League right now that's undefeated. So let's see. They're going back to London next week. So I wonder if Leverkusen can really take it to them at London, man, because they were taking it to them in Germany. And there is something about Kai Havertz and his former clubs. Like what? Bro, you have some vendetta against the clubs that bred you, right? You got some vendetta against them, right? I see how it is. Because he always showed up. He always comes up with some goal against his former clubs. But, I mean, yeah, we see how it is. But Arsenal didn't do well at all. They were outdone by a corner kick, and that was, Arsenal plan. That's their game plan. That's how they play, and they were outdone by a corner kick. So the corner kings get outdone by a corner. You know what I mean? And they were struggling. They were struggling. But then they were gifted that penalty, and the game ended 1-1. So Let me see. Do you think that Arsenal will go all the way? I really don't think. But hey, they are undefeated. You can't take that away from them. So let me know in the comments below, all right? Um, the other game that I'm going to talk about quick and fast is Tottenham. Tottenham got trashed and by Atletico. And in Premier League, in Champions League, in both in Premier League and Champions League, I just think Tottenham is just wasting space, wasting time, and just taking away from another team that needs to shine. You see, they're there and they're embarrassing themselves. There's no coming back for Tottenham. That's kind of a 0% chance to me. I would say 0.1 just because they still have a game. Tottenham get trash. Within like 20 minutes or something like that, they conceded 4 goals. It should have been way more. They could have get 12. The team is just so open. There's no bonding. There's no coalition with the Tottenham team. And they're fighting relegation right now in Premier League, and now they're about to exit Champions League. So it's gonna have to be the worst season for Tottenham. And I really think they need to drop down so they can find themselves. They really need to drop down so they can get a grip of themselves. And it's so obvious that Harry Kane and Song was the one who kind of holding up Tottenham all these years. It's obvious. It's obvious. So there's no coming back for Tottenham. Personally, do you think that Tottenham can come back? I think they're gonna get relegated, and I think they out of the Champions League. That's it. The goalkeeper makes some atrocious error, and goalkeeper errors again. And I think this is the first time a goalkeeper being substituted in like 15, 20 minutes. They took him off, brawling, just to say, hey, son, you F up. So we are taking you off. So they take him off. Without no hesitation, they take him off and he just heads straight down to the tunnel. I feel bad for him because he's a young goalkeeper. He's a very young goalkeeper. I feel very bad for him, man. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, something ain't going on right in Tottenham at all. They fire Frank because they thought Frank was the problem, but obviously not. They fired Big Angie because they thought Big Angie was the problem. Obviously not. There is just something with the group of players that are at Tottenham, and I just can't explain what it is, but there is no coalition between them. Nothing at all. So Tottenham is going down, unfortunately. I don't know, man. Do you think they can rise? I don't know. All right, the other game that we're going to talk about is Bayern. Bayern put Atalanta into their shell. Atalanta got like schooled, yeah. So Bayern scored 6 against them, and it could have been more. And they scored 6 without no Kane. One, Nicholas Jackson get a start, and he did score a goal. And I think he had an assist too. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I think he do have an assist. But he did score a goal. So that was good for Bayern. They score without a Kane. And I still think that Bayern is the better team in the Champions League. So let's see if Bayern will go all the way this time. Can you imagine Nico go get a Champions League with Bayern? Mm-mm-mm. But Bayern is still looking good, looking strong. No Kane, no problem. Yeah, they won handsomely against Atalanta. All right, the last one I'm going to be talking about right now is Newcastle. I feel so bad for Newcastle, man. I really, really think that Newcastle do deserve something more than just a draw from this game. This is the second time they play Barcelona, and they bought Barcelona. The first time they played them in the group stage, they lost 2-1. But this one, they drew 1-1, and I'm telling you, man, they did play an handsome game. And I feel bad for Barnes because he probably thought that he had the winning goal. But that mistake was avoidable also. You know, you're in the box. I mean, the ball was there to be won, to be honest. It's just that Lamine moved the ball really fast. You know what I mean? So Newcastle succumbed and they conceded in the extra time there. And it was 1-1. So Newcastle have a hard to do again. And I really think that Newcastle can do it. They got the power, they got the drive, they got the energy, they got the passion, and I really think they can do it. And I really hope that Newcastle do it and actually win the next leg. So let me know what you think about this week games. If you think that your team do good, or if you think that team should have done better. I know my team should have done way, way, way better, but let's see how it goes. All right, our road leads. Our road leads this weekend. Our road lead this weekend to Premier League. So domestic league right across the board. So Premier League for me. Our road leads to Premier League this season. So this weekend. So let's see if Chelsea can bounce back. I think we play Newcastle. So let's see if Chelsea can bounce back. It will be a very interesting weekend of Premier League. All right, again, man. Thank you for checking out this podcast. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow the movement at Gossip Goal Post. Again, I'm your host, Alton, and I am checking out until next time. Peace.